Hi everyone, this is Master Sommelier Jesse Becker with Craft and Estate Imports. We're the importer of these incredible wines that are being paired with this fantastic looking menu from Cork and Table for their French wine dinner. And while I would love to be there to taste these wines and to taste the pairings with you, I'm not able. But I've been asked to give you a few of my thoughts on why I think these wines are so perfectly paired with this great looking menu from Cork and Table. Starting with the first course, that is an asparagus in puff pastry with tarragon caper dressing. And the first thing I'll say is that asparagus is notoriously difficult to pair with wines. Usually wants a very dry, crisp, neutral white wine or something that maybe has a little bit of green character. So Sauvignon Blanc is usually a very safe choice to pair with asparagus. But we've got this tarragon, which of course is going to lend just a little hint of anise flavor, and then the capers, which that speaks to me of piquancy. So we want this wine to have plenty of freshness and brightness, and that's what we have with the Château de Fontenay Entre deux Mers. Entre deux Mers is an appellation in Bordeaux. It's only used for white wines, and it is a blend. It's mostly Sauvignon Blanc, 40%, with Semillon, and then there's just a bit of Sauvignon Gris as well as Muscadel. It's the Sauvignon Gris and Muscadel that bring texture and aroma to this wine. There's no oak on it. Very bright, clean, very fresh. Should be perfect with that dish. And likewise for the next course, you have a shrimp and avocado salad with tomatoes and cucumber. Again, that's really asking for a dry, crisp white wine, plenty of acidity, but maybe with a bit more roundness and texture to it because we do have that avocado element. So white Burgundy is a great choice, especially one that has very sort of muted oak aromas and one that has some acidity to it. And that is exactly what you're going to get with the Chancy Bouzeron Clos de la Fortune Aligoté. Aligoté is the other white grape of Burgundy. It tends to have a little more acidity than Chardonnay, and that's exactly what we want in this dish to pair with tomatoes to accent the shrimp. This is a really nice producer, Chancy. It's a very important producer in the Côte Chalonnaise, and they are the exclusive owner of the Clos de la Fortune vineyard. So this is, you can think of this as their flagship wine, but that should hit on a lot of levels with that particular dish. And the nenext course, I actually have the wine that we're recommending for the next course right next to me. It's the Château de Rouen Vensault from a winery that, if the label looks a lot like St. Côme, it's because Louis Barrault, the owner of St. Côme, just recently purchased this property, and he's doing everything at this property that he does at St. Côme's in Gigondas. So he's working organically, and of course his style really comes through in this wine. It's bright, it's full flavored Southern Rhone wine, but it has freshness and it has great balance. And I think for this Wagyu filet mignon with Provençal vegetables and a port reduction, this is everything you want in the wine. It's going to have the acidity to sort of cut through the richness of the meat, but should play really, really well with Provençal vegetables. You know, Southern Rhone is very much a Provence climate. And then with the port reduction, we want plenty of flavor there, and this wine has it. So this should be another brilliant pairing with that Wagyu filet mignon with Provence vegetables and port reduction. And then the final course, very interesting pairing here. We have a dark chocolate crepes with blackberry sauce. And whenever it comes to dessert and chocolate and pairing a dry red like the Forecast Paris, which is what we're recommending for this dish, we want the emphasis to be on the fruit aspect of the dessert. And that's exactly what Chef is doing here with the blackberry sauce. So Forecast Paris, it is in Listrac. It's a neighboring appellation of Margaux. It actually has quite a high percentage of Merlot in it. And the wine is just delicious. This is one of those great values in Bordeaux. The owner of Forecast Paris since 2009 is Bruno Bory of Ducru Beaucaillou. So there's a lot of pedigree behind this wine. Bruno Bory has been putting a lot of investment into the cellar, into the vineyards, and it's a really top performing wine for the Listrac appellation right now. Should pair beautifully with the dark chocolate crepes and the blackberry sauce. And in fact, we hope that this entire menu comes off seamlessly. I think it will, given that these wines are so perfectly paired with the dishes. So I hope that next time we're able to do this in person, and I can taste these wines with you and pair and taste these incredible pairings with you. But in the meantime, we hope you enjoy the wines and the fantastic menu that they put together at Cork and Table. Cheers.